Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Inspirate Business, the show that's here to inspire you, to empower you, and to enlighten you. And today, on our 15th of this Inspirate Business shows, can you believe it? We've already come to the 15th show. I'm very excited to have on our red hot couch brother Bilal, Karanie, this young dapper man. We've been spending a bit of time before the show, just getting to know each other. Bilal, welcome to the Inspirate Business Show. It's an absolute honor to have you.
Jazakallah Yusuf, it's an honor to be here, and really it's ecstatic, it's exciting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
And you can hear that right through Bilal, this energy that he exudes. And we're going to go through a journey in this next hour just to understand what you do, how you got to what you're doing. And he's doing really exciting stuff. And I urge you to stay with us on this next hour, because I, for one, am going to go on to a journey which I have to admit I know very little of. I just know its practical use. So what I've just learned is that you're in a space called NFC, Near Field Communication Technology.
Correct.
So for those that may be using this, so I know I've started using Apple Pay recently. So where instead of using your card to pay, you just go to the terminal and you put your phone next to it, and there the payment comes off,
gone.
And people get bewildered, especially the cashiers there, and or somebody that's watching it. And that is near field communication.
Yes,
correct?
That is NFC. That's basically the communication between 2 points. So I mean, you trust your money being coming out from your account using NFC. There's so much more that you can actually share using NFC. And that's what that's a market we've tapped into, no pun intended, but Tap Me is actually tapped into a market that we've seen. NFC can be used in so many things, and one of our best-selling things is a digital business card. So you've got your entire digital profile, and then we link it onto this card using that has NFC technology in it, and you can share your entire profile with that same tap, like you're saying with how you would pay with something, the same technology from there.
So look, I think we're going to go a lot more into what it is that you offer as your company, Tap Me.
Yes.
And as you said, no pun intended, but a brilliant name, by the way, Tap Me. But what you exude also is it comes across as a strong marketing background. Now, you did study marketing.
Yes, right? Yes. I studied marketing at UJ.
Right.
I graduated in 2014.
Okay.
And from there, I actually went into car sales.
Okay, so just before that, before you grew up in Actonville. Oh, okay. So you are a Benoni boy.
Yeah, so I'm a Kasi boy.
Right. So real understanding of the township and that dynamic and being a trader and hustler.
Yeah. So being from young days, you're hustling and you're trying to make pocket money for spending and stuff like that there. Right. So from early days, sales was something embedded in you. You had to learn how to market and how to, well, it wasn't called marketing. It was actually, just selling and just being out there. So that was actually a good foundation for me, because growing up and getting into the whole corporate world and stuff, you'd use that there. So yeah, it was.
And so whilst you was in school, you were working as well.
Yeah, so I was actually working from a very young age. I worked at Kaji's Cycle Corner in Boksburg from I was in grade 8 right up until second year of university. And there's actually another thing, where you actually learn sales. You learn to sell a person a bicycle that's worth hundreds of thousands of rands, So you actually learn you learn to read people, you learn how to understand people, you learn how to convince people buying products. And these elements all came into play after a while.
Okay, so I just have to put a rider there. By the way, Kaji Cycles,
okay,
my great grandfather was the founder of that business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's some coincidence.
Okay, there
there.
is some coincidence.
Yeah, so you working at Kaji Cycles in the East Rand,
Yes.
and you schooling as well.
Yeah.
So this you did what on the weekends?
So yeah, this was more on weekends.
By the way, I know Kaji's had empowered many people like yourself through this process, and have gone on to become very successful internationally and so on.
Oh,
so
wow.
so there's some grooming there that happens. Yeah.
So that was a weekend job. Friday after school, Saturdays, Sundays, public holidays, Decembers. So it was actually quite nice because I would be able to work that flexible hours where I could study as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then came to university, and then they would allow me to take leave for study breaks. Write my exams, attend lectures. When I'm done, come back to work. And then from there, I actually moved into car sales.
Okay, so tell me that story, because there's a nice link between how you then got into car sales.
Yeah, so there was a dealership in the East Rand, S4 Auto. I'm sure you know. It's a very well-known business.
Very well-known,
there.
Yeah. Very successful.
Brilliant,
as well.
Brilliant company. It's run by extremely good people, and
one of the brothers is late now.
Yeah,
right?
so Uncle Asif, Lapa Grantim Jannatul Firdaus. What a great man! It was actually an honor to have met him.
He must have been a big mentor to you as well.
Yeah, so he actually was, and the nice thing about it was that there was so much to actually learn from him, a lot to learn from him, and so he came into Kaji's with Mohammed Park as well. And Mohammed started cycling, so I got him a bike, and then Asif also wanted to get into cycling and understand the cycling part of things. And then he came there, and then he seen me, and he said, "Yeah, you know what? This Bilal character looks like a good guy." And before you know it, I was called there, and he said, "You know what, Bilal? I actually want to employ you. I want you to come and run a cycling team for me at S4, part of marketing, and something that I was studying at that time." And it was very exciting. So that's what I done. I actually started a cycling team. It was called Team S4. And then we ran that for
So you're also quite an avid cycler.
Yeah, so I actually love cycling.
Okay.
So it came to a point in my life where then I was about to get married and taking the next step.
Were you by that time studying now, doing your marketing at UJ?
Yes. So while I was studying, I was actually going through going to S4 Auto, and then still studying, graduating at S4 Auto, and then from there I got into selling cars. And this was something that I really, really loved, because now you're meeting, imagine clients from bicycles now, and now you're selling Ferraris and you're selling high-end cars. So you're actually meeting, premium business people, high-profile clients. And
but there's a very powerful energy that's created there. They say you are the 5 people you hang out with.
True.
And now rubbing shoulders with like really high-end, high net worth individuals. That must have been a great learning for you.
Oh yes, definitely.
And a confidence booster.
Yes, so that was actually it was a huge icebreaker for me, because now you get to learn how to speak, and that's why I was always so thankful to S4 Auto for teaching me, how to actually start interacting with high-profile clients and how to actually start dealing with them, and on a personal level. Because a guy wants to buy a high-end car, he comes himself, he doesn't send his PA, and then you learn to speak to him and you actually become friends with him. And this is where I got inspiration to grow and start my own company.
And also what's very powerful, I think, with that is that you start seeing the world, that there's so many opportunities. You see the world from an abundance perspective.
Yes.
Because you've seen people that are, like I said, highly successful. So what that does is it makes you want to be that way. That they become aspirations to you.
Yeah, 100%. You actually want to unleash from your cage,
Yes.
You want to actually just grow, and you want to inspire you, because you meet so many people and they all come from such humble beginnings. You look at these CEOs and these big corporate companies, and when you actually meet directors and then you realize that, they were also once working somewhere in insurance or working in some sort of a normal retail job, and that's how they grew, and that's how they got to where they are.
So you're now at S4, and something very interesting happened.
Yeah, so
This is, I mean, I find this obviously it's gobsmacked about because you shared it a little bit with me, but let the viewers listen to this very, very powerful sort of intervention.
So Yusuf, I always loved technology, and new cars would come in, and then the specific BMW comes in, and there's no key for the car. It actually comes with a card, and I could not understand how would you unlock a car. And
So there's no key. It's a
there's no
keyless-
key. There's no key. So they do give you a key as an option.
Yeah.
But it comes with a card that you can put into your wallet, like your normal credit card size card,
yeah.
and you could actually leave it in your wallet and open the door, start the car, and that's all. It really, I couldn't understand the technology, and being curious, Bilal, I actually thought to myself, as a youngster, I always wanted to break my car toy to see what engine runs it, and but I couldn't cut open a million rand car's key, get fired for it. So I done more research, and then I realized that it actually has NFC chip in the car that's programmed, and it allows you to do this, yeah. And going more and more into this, yeah, I realized that there's so much more potential in NFC that people don't realize. And coming from a marketing background, I realized that there's so much more that you can do with this product, and that's when I started testing and trialing and learning more about it.
So look, we've come to the end of this first segment. Wow, what a journey of this young entrepreneur Bilal Karanie, and what I want to explore further is now around this exciting technology. And the services that you offer, and how you then started Tap Me. It's a great journey of how you got here. But also what comes out very strongly is this humility, that Bilal exudes. So after the break, let's understand this NFC Bilal talks about. I know for me it's totally new. I want to get a little bit deeper into what exactly it is and what Bilal can offer us after the break. Welcome back to Inspirate Business on our Red Hot Couch, sponsored by Aza Collective in Kramerville. We've had many, many people on this Red Hot Couch, and today we are being mesmerized and enlightened and informed by Bilal Karanie, this young entrepreneur in a very exciting industry, in this technology industry. And this is the way of the future. And I think that's why I am so excited about this show, because it's so refreshing to see someone of your caliber. You've come out of Actonville, and Yerin is such an inspiration for so many others, that no matter what your circumstances are, you've had a pretty tough upbringing. You were in school and you had to work on the weekends. You got to university. You didn't tell the viewers, which you told me, that you paid for your own university tuition, right? And this you did by working on, at S4, you said as well. So that those are very powerful lessons for many of us, that and our youngsters out there as well, that no matter what your circumstances are, you can achieve whatever you want to. 100%. And now, and this is when Allah then also opens a way for you. So a beautiful story. Bilal is saying that he was working at S4, and we all know this great dealership that S4 is, and he was great mentored. Great mentors you had, and then he sees this keyless BMW, and that is what inspired him to understand what is NFC, and then gets into that world.
Yes.
So what then made you? I mean, firstly, that must have been quite a change now, because now you're working for this company, and now you're going into this unknown. So.
Yeah.
Or just like share with us the thinking behind and the rationale behind the decision to get into it, and also going into something which is like totally new. It's not like a tried and tested sector.
Yeah.
Totally new, right? Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was it was a challenge. We had a lot of teething issues, but the inspiration behind the whole thing, and this is where I actually met my business partner Waldo, who's also a co-founder to the company.
Okay. So it's the two of you.
Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't make it. He's meeting clients.
He's bringing in the money at the moment.
He's bringing in the money at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's actually more of the tech behind. He's more of the IT, the brains behind the actual thing. I'm just the mouth and the marketing.
Nice combination. You need both.
Beautiful combination.
Yeah.
And this is where I actually had a chat to him, after doing research and checking that, you can open a car door. And I mean, BMW would entrust you with something to open a car door, And then I found out banks would actually allow you to keep your money with NFC. So, be able to share it. So there's a lot of trust in this here. And that's where we actually, where I found out that there's so much more that you can do, like I said earlier. And then I had a chat to Waldo and I told him that, I actually really thinking of doing this. And we threw some ideas and we said, okay, let's try and see how we can, try and get this. And
was he already doing this?
No. Okay. So it's something new to him as well. But we realized the potential behind this. And coming to new ideas, you're very scared. You don't want to tell everybody because someone might just take it from you.
Yes.
And so we said, okay, let's order our first batch of cards and let's try and play around with it.
So by this time, are you still working at?
So yeah, I'm still working at for the whole time.
It becomes a side hustle.
It becomes like a side hustle.
Right.
It's a learning process for us because I don't know, is it going to work? Is it not going to work?
Yeah.
And so we start playing around with it, and we start. And the funny story is that I actually tell one of my friends. So I go up to him with a card and tell him, hey, I can actually program this to make it do whatever you want it to do. And he's laughing at me and he's saying, if you're telling me that's what it can do, I'm in. My business is in. I'm putting my order for 30 cards, and that's it. I want it. And I said, okay, I don't know if I threw myself in the deep end, but nevertheless, we played around. We got it to actually work for him. So now I go there, and he's paid me already the money.
Wow.
And I go to him and I tell him, here's your 30 cards here. And I tried on my phone, it works. He tried on his phone, doesn't work.
Oh my.
I realized, he's got an iPhone and I've got Android. So, there was
that iOS.
And that was something. Now we have to go back to the drawing board. And it put me under so much of pressure because he's a friend that I know for very long, and he's paid me already for it. So during that stress, I think that was actually very positive stress because now I wanted to try and get this product to work. And myself and Waldo, we sit down and then we try and figure it out. And shukar, we finally get it to actually work on both devices, on Android and iOS. And that was actually a huge breaking point where I knew that, this can work.
That's very, very powerful what you just said now, because firstly, you pre-sold something. You had the confidence to sell something. Again, lessons for our viewers when you're trying to sell something is that you got confidence that you're going to sell it. You got the money up front. Yes, you will fail,
100%.
But it's about failing fast. So you failed. And somebody might have given up at that point.
Yes.
Right? And said, okay, listen, I took the guy's money. If we failed, and then go back to working. But you failed fast. And by failing fast, you actually succeed because now you go back to the drawing board, come back with the solution. So therein is many lessons when you're launching products, is that fail fast, but make sure that you come back and eventually improve.
Yes, 100%. That is actually a lesson that I learned, to say that, you do. I was very despondent because I thought to myself, let me rather just work and, I don't need the stress, and because it becomes very stressful.
Yeah.
And a part of me just kept on saying, you can do this. There's so much of potential. Just unlock it, just try and work smarter and try and get this to work. And I guess for a lot of youth, they actually have these ideas and they try and get it out there, and then at one sort of speed hump or at one sort of hiccup, they actually pull back and say, it's not going to work. But it's just perseverance. You got to keep pushing and keep breaking those boundaries. And the best challenge the best challenge is actually yourself. You got to keep beating yourself, pushing yourself, and just try and break new grounds all the time. Our mind and our brain is such a powerful thing, and you just got to be learning all the time. Just keep on learning. That's actually a very powerful thing that I've learned. And So I actually managed to do this, and I give my friend his cards.
Mm-hmm.
And he cannot believe it. It becomes like a party trick now, because exhibitions and stuff.
So he's your first customer, and then he becomes your brand ambassador.
Yes, so it actually like that.
Yeah.
So and then
product endorser. Yeah.
So I realized that this has got so much of potential. So and that business card was actually led to so many more things. It led to me walking into restaurants now and offering menus, approaching cosmetic companies and doing smart packaging. And it doesn't end there. There's still so many avenues that we're still learning about, and we're still trying to push those boundaries and tap into new markets.
So since when have you started Tap Me?
So
and okay, again, how did that inspiration, I guess, is between you and or is that marketing background where you came up with the name?
Yeah.
But by the way, your marketing is like unbelievable, right? I mean, your website, your logo, it's just incredible.
So there was actually a lot of humor in the logo. So me and Waldo, we're having chats about how we're going to design this logo. We needed something to be able to become very versatile, because NFC is one part of the company, but the bigger part is actually marketing, because that's what it does. It gets company information out there seamlessly. And so our logo, it was actually quite funny, because he designed it one evening, and it had pink and blue and green and different fonts and because he's a new business partner, I'd actually subtly tell him that what, this looks like something my kid's probably watching on TV. It looks like Barney.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I had to tell him, and then we went back to the drawing board, and we sat down, and we spent a lot of time actually thinking about the name, the logo, the colors, and that's where my marketing background actually comes in. And alhamdulillah, we both actually found. I also made a couple of errors. He made errors, and then one day just clicked. And Tap Me, that's how the company name came about.
Excellent. So you officially operating. I mean, you then leave once you get some traction. You then leave S4.
Yeah. So
when was this? When did you leave?
So it's a month ago.
Is that so?
Yeah.
So this is a brand new now. Well, obviously you are operating as the side hustle.
Yes.
But now you're officially 1 month in the entrepreneurial world.
Into the entrepreneurial world.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, it's actually it's taken off a lot faster than what I have imagined.
Is that so?
Actually, yeah.
So okay, this is the other thing now. You 1 month into it, you don't have now the steady income anymore.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what makes you I mean, in terms of your sales and revenue, how have you gone about? Are you the commercial side of it, right? So you bringing in, well, both of you. I mean, you said your part is also doing sales at the moment.
Yeah.
So who's your clients? Who's your target market?
It's basically every single individual that's in business, that has a company, that has a product to sell, that has any sort of service to sell. So any individual.
If I'm a business consultant and I want to, this becomes my digital print.
100%.
My extension of me,
100%.
Right? If I'm a corporate, that becomes my logo and all of that and my digital print.
Yes. So you actually meeting a client or meeting a business in general, you have just a couple of minutes to explain your entire business profile, which is not possible. It's not possible. And I've realized this because I've also walked into a lot of high-end corporates, huge executives and directors. And, how do I now explain Tap Me, which is new technology, to someone who's so busy, he doesn't even have interest in me, and he's busy, And this is actually the exciting part where it comes in. And, I would walk around with a backpack straight after I left S4, and I just market, walk into big corporates and big buildings, and this is where actually the funding comes in, So I would walk into companies, and then a lot of receptionists would actually tell me, I'm sorry, what, we're not interested. And then later make my way to the escalator to walk down, and I'll see someone dressed in a suit, a high-end guy, and I'll just be like, let me just actually tell this guy what this product is about. And I would actually tell him, and it happened several times, where I would show him the product, and he'll be amazed, and he'll be like, you know what, Bilal, just wait, your name is Bilal, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know what, I love this here. Can you please come to my offices right now? And he'll take me back to that same receptionist that actually told me, you know what, we're not interested.
No. So
and he'll be like, sorry, can you please get Bilal a cappuccino or water? And you know, shame, now the lady's she doesn't know where to hide herself.
yes.
And eventually I would actually get into that space. And I'm talking huge companies, big mining companies.
Wow.
And Alhamdulillah, from there, they actually...
I just want to, I'm going to interrupt you here.
No problem.
We're going to go into the next segment where we're going to delve deeper into that. But that's just remarkable. We've come already to the end of the segment. We have to take an ad break. But most importantly is what comes out very strongly is this where you just left now, dived in here, and you know you needed to get sales, and you just go cold call into a company. I mean, herein is such a powerful lesson. And go in there, get a no from the receptionist. Can you imagine walking in there and you trying to get a meeting with the director, and you just see the guys walking, but there's something in what you have and the way you're approaching them that the guy actually is interested. So let's explore this further after the break. Welcome back to Inspirate Business, the show that's here to inspire, empower, and to enlighten you. And today, definitely, I am being enlightened in a field which I know very little of through this young man, Bilal Karanie. Great story. Bilal grew up in Actonville. He hustled his way through life. And again, therein lies a very powerful lesson for many of our youngsters, is that, whatever your circumstances, you can achieve whatever you want to. Blessed to be working in the weekends at Kaji Cycles and then at S4. And just his persona, people, I think is very magnetizing. I can feel there's a very authenticity that comes from you, Bilal. And it exudes a great, for a young man, a lot of wisdom. And that is very, very, very powerful. And the likes of the late Mr. Mullah from S4, takes to your personality, becomes a mentor, and then you get involved in this new world of near field communication, NFC, and through selling high-end cars at S4, and just surrounded by these high net worth individuals, inspires you to want to do more. You also, in the break, mentioned that you lost your father at a young age. And I think that must have been quite an inspiration. Or as much as it was a challenge, it made you also realize that you have to now really be a role model for your kids eventually. Yeah.
So losing my father at a young age actually taught me that, you gotta stand on your own 2 feet a lot earlier. You gotta gain that independence, and now you have to start making wiser decisions in life. Because you lose your greatest mentor at a young age. You gotta start now stepping up, and through the blessings and the mercy of the Almighty, I sort of I always try to be a lot more mature in business, in dealing with people and stuff like that there, because I guess, you get thrown into a deep end at a very, very young age. But Alhamdulillah, Allah plans, and He's the best of planners.
Yes. How many siblings are you?
So I've got three of us. I've got two siblings, 2 sisters.
Okay. So you're the patriarch of the home now. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great story. I actually lived with my elder sister for a long time. And then that's until I got married and then moved out. And, she also guided me a lot into studying. I had to sell my first car, and she pushed me. No, you're going to study, Bilal. I don't want to hear anything. You're going to study,
Oh, well done.
And Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful for that there. And then, even having such a supporting wife, that also made things a lot easier.
You got 2 beautiful kids now, right? So you're a young family.
Yeah, young family. And the inspiration also, I guess, with leaving a work, your general 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job, was to give my family time, spend more time with them. Because one thing, speaking with a lot of elderly people, they give you one sort of, one message, and that is, spend time with your family, and It's very important. Time is something money you'll always make. They always tell me, you know what, money, Bilal, you'll always make money. Don't worry, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. But time is something that you cannot waste. And that's something that actually drove me was during a lunch break at S4, I told my wife that, you know what, I'll pick up Muawiyah from school today. And she was like, are you sure? I was like, please, man, let me go fetch him. So I go to his school and I wait at the gate. I got there early. And seeing this young man run through the gate and screaming, Daddy, Daddy, and, you know, he jumped into my arms, and I thought to myself, you know, I would love to be part of this here. Like, you know, what am I missing? You know, I would really love to be part of this. I would love to give them more time as well. And I guess losing my dad at a young age gets me back to that, you know, because not having something now, you actually want to give your kids more of this here. And that's also one of the things that made me realize that, you know, let me leap into this here. I'm going to make it work. I have to make it work. And inshallah, spend more family time and, you know, try and get that balance. It's a balance that, I won't lie to you, it's very difficult. Sometimes I see myself working late at night. Sometimes I'm working too much. Sometimes I'm not working too much. I'm more with the family. So, you know, creating a balance. That's what I'm trying to do.
There's a beauty in entrepreneurship. I think there's a beautiful lesson that you mentioned in here that, yes, entrepreneurship is not easy, but it also is very rewarding because you're making your own time. Yes, there are times when you have to just switch off and you have to, like sometimes you'll be doing 20 hours a day. And then there's other times when you have 20 hours of freedom, right? And I think that's what it gives you. Right, it gives you that where you determine in your own destiny, and you're very fresh in it. But alhamdulillah, great journey. So you started telling us a little bit about now going to these big companies, mining companies, and just walking in there. And the secretary is telling you, no, but you have to make an appointment, and no. And then you just grab somebody that looks like one of the executives and then show them your solution. And that's how you've been landing deals.
Yes.
Right, and I believe you've been landing some great deals.
So, you know, I would actually run and have my card.
Right.
I would physically be walking all the time with my phone and my card in my hand, you know, and just waiting for the right moment to catch someone's attention and be like, sir, you know, can I interest you in this product, and tap my card onto my phone, and then, you know, all my details come up.
So what exactly happens here? Just explain to me. So you meet me, right? Let's just role play this thing.
Okay.
Right. I'm the executive, right?
Okay.
So you meet me, and then what happens?
So then the moment I grab your attention, it's, you know, like I'll explain to you about the card. Like
So you'll have a card like this here with your logo.
Yes.
So right. So your company logo and your name.
Yes.
So it's a business card.
So this is.
But this is an electronic business card.
Yeah. So
it looks and feels. Let me have a look at it. It looks and feels like a credit card.
Yes.
Right? That's what it feels, right? It's a credit card. So, or like a bank card.
Yes,
right?
that's your...
Right, yeah. So, okay, so now you show me your card, right?
So then I basically explained to you, like, you know, Yusuf, this has all your details on this card.
Right, okay.
And being new technology, it grabs your attention from there. And then the moment I tap it onto my phone, all your details actually pop up on there.
You see that? Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So then I see all the social media links are all in here. So you create this. So let's say if you were doing it for me.
Okay.
I would have my card with my logo, with a picture of me or whatever it is.
Yes.
The business consultant or whatever, or my business. And then I give it to somebody, they tap it, and then they can go into my website, they can go into my personal, my social media.
Everything. Right. Everything that you want to actually portray of your business on a digital platform, that's what we create.
Okay,
that's what we build.
So this is an extension. It's your digital print.
It's your digital print, 100%.
Wow.
Because meeting people, you would only have a few seconds to tell them about your huge company, and how do you do that? It's very difficult, you know. But through this means here, you actually have the first thing.
You develop the entire back end as well. So if I want the solution, besides if I've already got a profile, that's different. But if I've got a website already, but let's say I want it to be now branded differently.
Yeah.
You do all of that?
So we do all of that.
So you give me the entire solution.
The entire
So you give me the technology, that's the technology that allows this thing to work. But
information
you also
to transfer.
create a company profile if I need to, the logos, the branding,
Everything.
maybe enhance my social media
Yes.
pages, etc. You do all of that.
Everything. So everything
okay.
to get your company. You know, I was speaking to a client and he's telling me that, Bilal, you know what, I've just started a new brand and it's from my garage, and you know, and I told him that, you know what, that's actually brilliant because that's where a lot of companies start from. And we can create that concept of you, because people don't need to know that. They need to know your end product. So what we do is we do marketing consultant as well. That's what I specialize in also. So repositioning into the market, you know, giving advice how
This
to
is
spend.
all your marketing background.
Yeah, so everything from getting your product to a consumer on a very huge level, because that's what you want to portray.
Right, of course.
So I would take all your information and I would create something so beautiful that would be able to get someone's attention and be like, wow, you know, Yusuf has a beautiful business profile. Like, I would love to actually do business with him.
Right,
And the card actually just gives that personal factor, because now I'm meeting you in person. You know Bilal now. I'm tapping my card onto your phone.
And I must say something that today, your social media profiles, and that is actually a very powerful tool for people to determine working with you before they meet with you.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm actually, just as a side thing, trying to sell one of the homes that I have. And what had happened was, the agent that came to see me, he comes and sees me and he says, hey, you have a great profile. So I was like, then I realized, oh, he's actually researched me online.
Yes.
Right? Because we all have an online identity. Yeah. Okay.
So you are 100% correct. We live in a world where your social presence actually gives a lot about yourself. You know, like you said, the guy actually went online, he done his research, and he said, okay, you know what? Now Yusuf's got a lot of money. You know, I can make some decent commission from
I don't know about that, but yeah.
But like that, so people tend to screen you before they actually meet you.
Yeah.
And it's a very important thing, because you get to know the person that you're dealing with, and you want to make sure, you know, you go into Google, you see reviews, you go onto LinkedIn, you can see the guy where he worked and where he's working in, all of that stuff. And this actually plays a huge part in the whole product and in this technology, because now we're taking your entire social profiles, your websites, your everything, and we're just putting it on one page, and we call this a call to action page. So your entire profile comes onto a call to action page.
So the guy can then deal with you, right? He knows exactly, are you offering me a service that I need? And then let's now engage. Or you may not, and then that's fine also, right?
Yes.
I may not need your services right now, but maybe I do. And then that's where I can engage with you.
Engage. And the nice thing about this product was, like, we go back into walking into huge corporate companies. I think I was probably just there at the right time. And there was a huge company in Rosebank, you know. I would just take my backpack and I would just go walk and do some cold calling. And I get up to a receptionist and she says, you know what, did God send you? Because I was actually just trying to see companies that to do business cards. And I showed her this new technology and she's so excited, she can't believe it. She runs and she calls the director and he's even busy. And she says, no, you have to see it, just come here, you have to see it. And I show it to him and he's so impressed. And he's telling me, Bilal, you know what, we've actually got a huge conference in Germany. And could you have this done for me within 5 working days? And a huge company, Yusuf. And I actually, alhamdulillah, I got this here and, you know, I done it for them and the guy's already in Germany and they're busy using their cards. And, you know, it's so amazing because you're getting proper feedback. And that's what I love is, you know, people telling me like, Bilal.
These endorsements, man.
Yes. Yeah. Because, you know, people are actually saying that, Bilal, you know what, this thing is so brilliant. We're like the only company to have this technology here. And people are so, it's actually getting us to meet more people through this here.
Look, I must say, we come to the end of the segment, but I just want to say quickly that, by the way, if it wasn't for you marketing this or meeting up with the executives of Hilaal TV, we wouldn't have been sitting here because you met with our CEO and our head of marketing, and I know you're doing a solution for Hilaal as well. And then obviously this is where you are. So it's so exciting, man. I mean, you're so fresh into this entrepreneurial world, but yet just with a new technology, cutting edge technology, and people want it. You're serving a need, and that's so exciting. So we've already come to the end of the segment. When we come to the last segment already, we want to go into where to from here, right? For this journey for TapMe and this new entrepreneurial journey for Bilal Karanie as he explores further into the entrepreneurial world. Let's explore further after the break. Welcome back to Inspirate Business. We have been informed and enlightened by Bilal Karanie, this young man, family man, 30 years old, has grown up in Actonville, had a hard upbringing, hustled his way as a salesman, then basically funded his own studying. He lost his dad at a young age. He was nurtured by his older sibling, his sister, and she encouraged him to study. And he did his marketing degree at UJ. And whilst doing that, he was also working for S4. Again, a beautiful story around that of how he got into S4, and then operating or selling now from bicycles to super end, high end cars. Then beautiful intervention where he sees a keyless motor vehicle, BMW, and was intrigued to find out how this technology works, and that gets him into with his business partner, who's the tech guy, and they get into the world of near field communication, NFC, which I've just learned about now in this last hour, where you just tap your phone and it communicates with another device, and they now are using NFC in the marketing world, the digital marketing world. So your business card, which is like a bank card, becomes your extension of your brand, whether it's your company, whether it's you as an individual, and you do it for restaurants as well with their menus.
Yeah.
How does that work, by the way?
So it's exactly the same concept, you go to a restaurant now, and
so this here, for example, is like a menu, right?
Yes,
at a restaurant, yeah.
Table talkers are on the tables, and the exact same thing, you would just tap your phone onto the menu, and then the menu pops up onto your phone, and everything comes up, and now you have it saved onto your phone, basically.
Okay, perfect. So now tell me, I mean, it's an exciting world. You now officially left the corporate world because you were doing this as a side hustle. Now he's been getting, by the way, amazing, a great lesson here. Just cold calling, going in there, so confident about your product, and going in there and winning deals, right? And alhamdulillah, Allah has been blessed you with some big customers and endorsements from there. But what's the growth plan? What's the future for TapMe?
So the next step would obviously be to commercialize this product, this new technology, to make it more accessible for people at a low cost price.
Right.
And inshallah, that's what we're currently busy with as we speak.
So you obviously have the corporate market, which obviously you charge in different because
so higher end clients. It's not like where you look at a customer and see what suit he's wearing and shoes, and there's a lot more that goes into corporate identity. So bigger clients would have more that they would want.
Right.
Whereas lower end guys, we're trying to make it a lot more cheaper. So from
SMME,
so from your aunties selling samosas to your guys selling earth moving equipment, to you name it, whoever it is, it's gonna be a product that's so accessible, so easily accessible at an affordable price that would enhance business and make things just to integrate the whole NFC marketing seamlessly into your life.
So like you said, obviously it depends what you want, right? So if I want to get the corporate profile done by you, the marketing positioning strategy, then obviously there's a lot more services that you offer.
Yes.
But if I just want I may already have some sort of easy website or just my link to my social media profiles, then that's the more cheaper option.
Yes.
So that's how you grade in the various
so
offerings.
there's different packages that we offer. So it's from your basic business card to a high-end. We do something called smart packaging, which is also grown quite a lot now. It's a box with a microchip inside, and you could find this for cosmetics or products where people just tap their phone on there and a video pops up on how the auntie can put on her makeup and this foundation in this cosmetics, how to
using that particular brand.
Using that particular brand. So it actually there's so much to this. It's open-ended technology. There's so much that you can do
even.
with
I'm
it.
just thinking in the health and nutrition side of things, with products that you're offering.
Yes.
Like the nutrition project.
100%. So like I've had companies in the nutrition side. We're actually busy with that now also, where people want to lose weight. It's a huge topic now.
Yes.
And this product, because there's only so much of writing that you can actually write onto a product. But the moment you add video to it, it becomes so much more interactive, because now you can motivate someone, you can speak to them, and it brings your products, it brings your company to life, because now you're letting your client visually see how to use it, or how it's used, what's the end result. There's so much more.
I'm just thinking also for individuals that are like doing coaching and consulting work and all of that. I mean, the work that you do in your videos, maybe you're doing some corporate videos, etc. All of that can also be put, because immediately I get an endorsement just by tapping.
Correct.
And I just go into your world.
Yes.
And then I know, okay, this is somebody that I can work. So that creates that trust capital.
100%.
Because that's what people want to do, right? When people want to work with somebody, with whatever service provider, there has to be a trust relationship, and you creating that trust immediately.
Because now you can visually see someone behind there. You know exactly whose profile, what company, and another thing that into retail sectors, you realize when you're going to buy, whether it's a cell phone, whether it's a bicycle, whether it's a car, whatever it is, the moment you have someone's profile or you meet them on a personal level, you build that trust, and it makes it so much easier dealing with them in the future. And that's why we're trying to get companies to let your sales representative, let your whoever's in the forefront of your business to actually come forward and get this product. So now when they're dealing with clients, they're dealing with them on a personal basis. It's actually that physical one-on-one, you meeting with someone, you have their profile. It makes your company just stand out a lot more.
So if I just want to ask something, because this is a very important question, especially when you're dealing with maybe say a different market, right? When you tap, is it very data rich? Because sometimes for some people it can be a bit expensive, right? When I mean, obviously in the higher end market is different, but let's say the lower end market, right? With somebody tapping into it, does it absorb a lot of data?
So not really, because it's URL driven.
Okay.
So it's not like you live streaming something or downloading huge files. No, it's actually URL.
So it's like that web-based.
So it's web-based.
Yeah.
So we actually tried to get around the whole cost-effective thing. It would be the same. So basically your video on there would be like a normal YouTube video. Your catalog would be a normal PDF file. Your contact card would actually be a normal V card.
That just then goes onto your contact list.
Phone. So it's
you don't need just save if you
and
want.
then you just save it. So it's very minimal URL links that we actually build onto it. So it's quick. You're not using a lot of data. It actually works a lot faster. You could see the transaction time from you tapping the card onto your phone to it extracting information seamlessly.
Unbelievable.
Quick.
So if somebody wants to get hold of you, how do we get hold of you? If somebody wants to utilize your service, or you want to come and do a demo for somebody, how would they get hold of you?
So everything's on my website. It's www.tapme.co.za.
So
it's www.tap-me.co.za.
And of course, all the details will be at the bottom of the screen. So if people want to get hold of you, also on the Inspirate page, have Bilal's details, Tap-me's details. So yeah, we've come now to the end of the show. Wow, this cutting edge technology that Bilal has gotten into, so fresh into it, and like growing exponentially. And I think that's the beauty of these type of businesses. I mean, it's really changing the paradigms. You would think before, when you started businesses, traditional businesses, there's a growth path to it. Certain months you grow, and here you are, no sort of brick and mortar. This is all information. You're just going out with the knapsack, going to sell, and that's the beauty, I think, of the world we live in, this exponential growth, this quantum leaping that can take place with technology. And herein is such a lesson that, yes, be grounded, have your basic business acumen, which is, be grounded, know that, to keep your costs down, and push those sales. But here you can really, really grow and take yourself into a whole abundant world. And I'm just like, I think I'm gobsmacked at what the opportunities are there for yourselves. And we wish you all the best as you traverse this world. And may you just flourish beyond measure, inshallah.
Ameen. Jazakallah, Yusuf.
So out there for the youngsters, what a lesson for you. Whatever you want to put out there, go out there and make it happen. Whatever business you want to do, here's an example of Bilal doing it, but yet also remaining very grounded. On that note, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.